It's week 9 of the 2024 season, and center stage belongs to Matthew Stafford. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Ravens and the Broncos, just ahead on EA Sports.
Built on the side of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scott alongside Brock Heward. And Brock, now that we're into the November portion of our season, we've got a pretty good picture of who both of these teams, at least who we expect these teams to be from here on out.
Yeah, no question about it, Kate. They're through the opening rounds if this is a boxing match, right? In this season-long fight. Early issues been worked through, at least you hope so. And this is where they have to be in that groove as we push through the heart of the season. Any team?
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And we're underway from the bank. Here's Steven Sims with the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by the 16-year pro, rebounded from an injury last season, Matthew Stafford.
A 400-plus yard passing day, it takes everybody. It takes protection. It takes your eligible playmakers to make those catches and gain your yards. But it also takes a red-hot quarterback playing with tremendous confidence and belief in what he can do. Now, well, his teammates are counting on him to do it again.
And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They kick the running back in motion. Throwing from the pistol, Stafford. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball. But
pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send him off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing him up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. So we'll see the Broncos offense now for the first time. They'll be let out by the final quarterback taken in the first round of this year's draft. A lot of experience from Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
And if he could only flip that 3-to-1 ratio, have it be 3 touchdowns to 1 pick instead of the other way around, I think we'd have seen that loss flip to a win as well. Clean slate this week. We'll see what he's done to address the showing from his last time out.
Taken in by Williams outright.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Third and just 2 to go. Running for the marker with Williams. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Now we see after that play, one of the Broncos having a little bit of trouble out there. They're going to head out to look at him. Offense to the line for second down. Shotgun snap to Nix. He's on the move. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield. Get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it.
And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Broncos looking at a punt on fourth down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. So no return on that punt. And the Ravens will go on offense. The Ravens offense returning to the field for their second possession. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. On first down, here's Stafford. Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. 2nd and 3 now. From the 31. He finds Aguilar. And he'll get it up to the 44. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. Give to Henry on the inside handoff. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up.
Delay of game, offense.
Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0.
Still 2nd down.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Andrews with the catch. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Here's Henry on the option. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
He's got Andrews. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brandon Jones up for the stop. And the Broncos are in the nickel for this 3rd down. Stafford from the gun. Completed to Flowers. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Hits him on the in route. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still 1st down.
Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
5-yard loss of the
I know we talk about rhythm a lot when it comes to music, but it's the same thing with a quarterback and his protection. This QB was in rhythm, but they knocked the notes out of him on that one.
Trying again following the sack. This is caught by Isaiah Likely. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0.
Still third down.
Penalty not helping their cause for this third down. Back to throw here, Stafford. Caught by Flowers. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. That route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
Tucker's kick is up and good. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Here's Tremon Smith with the return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. He'll try left side out of the option. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Justin Matabike making that stop. Ravens bring an extra DB out there. Third down coming up. Nix looking to throw. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials.
Ball start, offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump. And, well, they got one of them to move that time. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Cut by Sutton. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Denver first. They're set up at the 35 now. We're at the end of one in a defensive showdown that has lived up to its billing thus far. Just a field goal separates these two. Back to the bank in just a moment. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Give to Williams from the gun. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Nix with it on first. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Nate Wiggins has got it.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. They've ripped off 4 straight wins, and if this lead holds, that's going to be 5 before we know it. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Stafford back to throw. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. So 2nd down coming up. From the gun, a run for Henry. And it's a 3-yard gain through the traffic. Brandon Jones up for the stop.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Completes this one to Hill. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Whether they meant to go to him or it was an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a 1st down. That look, well, this crew defensively was prepared for him and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Broncos get set to take over. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. An alert play defensively there. Got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Nix from the gun. Finds a man. Adam Troutman has it. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Now Nix. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. Takes this in at the 25. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And they'll get ready to go on offense. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. The drive begins with Henry. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. P.J. Locke getting there for the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
2nd and 6.
The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense.
Delay of game, offense.
Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired.
Still 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped, it's 2nd down now. Takes off right out of the read option. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the Booth Cape, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
And he'll get it up to the 44. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Stafford now on 1st down. Gets this one to Andrews. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
At the 48-yard line.
From the 48. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Henry's going to try to pick it up. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Running back sent in motion. Throwing from the pistol, Stafford. This finds Likely. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
That's good for another Baltimore Ravens. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still 1st down.
They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that 1st down flag. Running it after the penalty. Escapes a defender. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Following the play, we're going to have to pause as they tend to an injured player. It's Zay Flowers. Wow, an exciting playmaker for this offense who's being looked at. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 24. Has him on the quick hitter. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st. Trying down the middle with Henry. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
This throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Throwing now, Stafford. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. Thought he had a touchdown there. It's 2nd and goal. They send a tight end in motion. Henry. And he's in for the touchdown. The Ravens make it a 9-point advantage. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Justin Tucker to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens make it a 10-point ball game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here comes the Bronco offense. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Nicks off the play action. Taking a shot deep down the field to go. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Ravens are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. In this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
The Ravens and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
At the 43-yard line.
Running once more with Henry. And this defense continuing to erase the ground game. This one stopped at the line. Broncos bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Catch is made down the right sideline. He does it. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens parlay the interception into points. And I know that's one of his favorite routes to run, Brock, but that has got to be one of a quarterback's favorite throws to make as well, right? Drop it in over the defender and take the lid off the D for 6.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens take a 3-possession lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. Denver set to take the field on offense. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there 1 play before they were picked off.
Kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Another run for Williams. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down. Shotgun snap to Nicks. Throw left side, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st. To throw, here's Nicks. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Throwing now from the gun. Brought in by Vele. And he gets him around 6 there. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. 3rd and 4 coming up now. They'll throw again. Nicks escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. he's tackled after gaining a handful. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 16. Intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens have it now as he makes the 20th interception of his career.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
The Ravens taking over now on offense. Minimal time remaining in the half. And up a very comfortable 3 scores. Really no need to try and get anything here before the half. Putting a receiver in motion. Throwing now on first down. Stafford. It is caught left side. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Stafford from the gun. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. That's one he knows he should have had. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
And 12 yards to go.
Here's Henry. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. The Ravens getting ready for the punt. Traymon Smith back deep for the Broncos. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The Broncos about to get going on offense. Javonte Williams headed back out now. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Short pass brought in. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. One last play before the break. Looking to throw. And they pick him off again. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. Rookie quarterback Brock threw it away their last drive. It seemed like he might have been trying to do too much to make up for that mistake, and instead things snowball.
Yeah, these are the valuable lessons you have to learn from. You cannot be a mistake repeater. But being a rookie quarterback at App State, he threw 28 of them his rookie year. Sometimes you just learn on the job, but you cannot repeat those kind of mistakes.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens make it a 24-point ball game.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where you see the final score there. Terry McLaurin leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. We saw a vintage first half from the veteran Matthew Stafford. He's got a touchdown through the air as his guys have raced out to a gigantic early lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time
Now
left
Tucker
for this
on to
one
handle the
to
kickoff.
tighten up significantly.
Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. The Broncos ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And this one, well, I think we all know it's going to be a tough one to watch again on film, but a lot to be learned from this showing here, right? He's been intercepted 4 times, and it's been real tough to get a good read on what the coverage has been doing to stop him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back to the air, Nix after the pick. Hits him on the out route. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
You know, Kay, that is the epitome of trust right there. Right, when the ball is let out of his hands, I think everybody on the sidelines in the stadium went, because you throw it in double coverage. And you may question the decision, but it's tough to challenge it when it produces results like that.
They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Denver.
They send a receiver in motion right. On 1st down, they'll run. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Complete beyond the marker. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Broncos will have a 1st down. New set of downs for him at the 38. Nix with it on 1st. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. Mims with the grab. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why. And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Throwing the out route complete. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6. Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done. And the Broncos offense isn't leaving the field. Looks like they're going to go for 2. He's throwing for it. And he has it in the end zone for 2, and that's going to chip away a little bit at that deficit. Well, he just caught them the touchdown, Brock. Defense obviously aware of him as they line up for 2. How do they lose him? How do they get it right back to him for the conversion? Because he's that good. In moments like this, Kate, it's not even about the play, it's about the player. And when you got a player of this caliber, you find every way to get it to him. And just because he scored the touchdown doesn't mean you don't go right back to that well. I love it. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Sims now on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Ravens and Matthew Stafford set to go back on offense. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. On 1st down, here's Stafford. Completed over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Bateman hauls it in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up.
Delay of game, offense.
Man in motion wasn't set in time. Just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired.
Still 3rd down.
Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down. Rolling from the pistol, Stafford finds a seam down the middle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Stafford now on first down. He's got Andrews. And they touch him down. Looks to be about 4 yards short of the sticks. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 26-yard line.
Now Stafford again. Complete Derrick Henry. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap to Stafford. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out.
Delay of game, offense.
Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0.
Still 1st down.
1st and goal, now 5 yards tougher after that penalty. They'll throw it again. This throw is caught. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
The toss now to Henry. And he's going nowhere there. Add that to what's been a tough afternoon for him. No gain on the play, and they have to come up with 7 yards now on 3rd and goal. Stafford. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens push their lead further to start the half. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens stretch the lead to 23. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Return starts at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And like a swarm of hornets, the coverage has been everywhere this offense has tried to throw it. So many possessions lost to interceptions, as we're being reminded of right here.
Yeah, think about it from a pure mathematical perspective. That's as many as 24 to 20, even 32 points left on the table offensively. That's enough to win a brand new football game. Kept off the board by a secondary. You call them hornets, I call them dancing like a butterfly and stinging like a bee.
I love it.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win. There aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Nix. Finds Mims. And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll throw again. Nix. Still has some space inside the 35. And now he's going to head out of bounds after a nice game. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun snap to Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey. Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the 29. Short pass brought in. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. They have themselves another 1st and 10. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Broncos football as we enter the 4th of what's been a largely one-sided game. They're now set for 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Nix off the play action. And the defender comes away with it. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The Ravens headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A give to Henry. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
At the 20-yard line.
Another run for Henry. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still 3rd down.
Penalty not helping their cause for this 3rd down. Out of the gun, Henry. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 4 yards narrows the distance a bit, but still some yardage left here on 4th down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they're going to take over possession. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Again on 2nd and 10, Nix. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Nix. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized the pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Give to Henry on the inside handoff. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. It's Henry on the carry. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 4 yards narrows the distance a bit, but still some yardage left here on 4th down. Ravens call in on Justin Tucker for the field goal. He was money on his first field goal, Brock. His second coming a little inside of 50 yards. Bullock's kick is good. And that'll make the lead 26 points.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Broncos running their offense out once again. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. Throwing on 1st down, Nix finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Second and 6 coming up here. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Brought in by Vele. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Nix now to throw. He's on the move. He tucks it and takes off. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. 2nd and 3 now. Here's Nix to throw. throw complete to Williams. Pick up of a few as he heads out of bounds. And the Ravens go in nickel, third down. Now Nix. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Broncos.
Play action with Nix. Caught, nice gain left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. They'll send him over right. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Throwing from the gun. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. Buckle up, it's third and goal. To throw, here's Nix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And now it's decision time on fourth and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And oh, he got it! Interception!
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back! Because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. They're out and set, first and 10. They run it with King Henry. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up second and 8. From the gun, a run for Henry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with third down and 5. Going with King Henry here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only 1 yard that time, partner, so this is going to bring up fourth down and 5. Punting unit out now. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Jukes out a one-stop. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it'll be their football. Nix with it on first. Left side now, caught by Sutton. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. And a man is there to knock that away. Clean breakup on that throw. So it's second down coming up. Nix looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. From the red zone now. They'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Here's Nix. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal. Throwing here, Nix. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And it'll be second and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one. They'll throw again. Nix. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos making the scoreboard look a touch better. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
Lots there to tack on the extra point. And the Broncos get it back to a 19-point deficit.
Broncos 15.
Well, don't look up at the clock, everybody. That is certainly not their friend as they get set to try an onside kick. And no dice on this kick. The Ravens recover. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it. Even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Trying down the middle with Henry. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or two ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
This is Henry on second. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Give him 5 on that play. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
So it ends as a win for the Ravens. And this winning streak continues to grow as they claim their 4th victory in a row. So for Brock Ewart, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.